Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Moji, the King of the North. I'm here with my boy Don Willi, House Bend the Knee, and we're kicking it. About to do a preview show. It's the Bastard Bowl Bop. Hey, Willie, tell him what time it is.
Valamogolas, it's your boy Don Willi, back again with my man OG, and so glad to be talking about episode number 9, the Battle of the Bastards, and what we are going to be expecting out of this one.
Oh, man, I'm so psyched. This weekend, this might be the best weekend of our lives on this one, man. We're talking about the Battle of Winterfell. Are you serious? When's the last time somebody fought for Winterfell, bro? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know that there has been a battle for Winterfell specifically. So, that one is kind of that one is kind of tough to call right there.
Shit, I don't even think Eddard Stark ever fought for Winterfell. This is major. Okay?
Yeah, major indeed. Especially because the stakes in this one are so high because, if you lose Winterfell, basically almost all the Westeros might be lost right after that one.
It's a wrap. There's no coming back for this one for Jon Snow. If he doesn't win back Winterfell, he can't go back to Castle Black. He can't go across the wall because the White Walkers are coming. This is literally a win-lose situation.
Well, yeah, and plus, listen, think about it, man. Ramsay ain't going to let him live. It's not going to be a thing where if he escapes and Sansa escapes after the battle is over, Ramsay will wind up trying to hunt them wherever he goes. And then also after this, anybody who even sided with him, as far as the houses are concerned, he's going to knock all of them down, and the North will definitely be under his total control.
Yeah. Let's hark back to last season when Stannis tried to siege Winterfell. There was a storm, he had Melisandre on his side, harking that you are the prince that is promised, you're Azor Ahai. I saw Bolton banners burning. Man, I damn near forgot about Bolton banners burning. On Sunday, we need to see Bolton banners burning if Jon Snow wins this, right? I forgot about Bolton banners burning.
I don't see how he wouldn't win. Think about it like this. Melisandre said that she saw herself walking across the battlements, right? The only reason why she should have been able to see that vision is if Jon Snow and those forces actually won, because otherwise Ramsay isn't going to be like, all right, well, yeah, you supported Stannis, you supported Jon Snow and Sansa Stark, but they're dead now, so hey, yeah, come and just be my red priestess now.
Yeah, it's real funny. Melisandre's story is real funny, man. She was a slave. She's 1,000 years old. God knows how old she is. And before I go on a ramble with how old Melisandre is, let me say hello to my other guest. I think Christina Sphinx is in the building. Hello, darling.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Happy Friday. Happy 2 days from Game of Thrones Day.
Yes, yeah. Bolton Banners Burning Day, as we like to call it on this show.
Die slow, Boltons. Die slow. You guys can't see me because I'm totally doing my hair right now and getting my lion's mane tamed, so I can't let the world see that because it's just horrific. It's worse than Ramsay feeding many newborn babies to living dogs. My hair, so.
Stop trying. You need to be modest, man. You know you look good anytime, any weather, man.
Emoji, I'm gonna send you a picture of how I look right now, personally, and we'll see what you say about that.
All right, I'll let
I'm here though. I couldn't leave my bros. I'm down. I'm down for the ride, but yeah, slaying that head right now.
Well, I appreciate you coming. That really boosted me. So, Thanks for coming on the show. So let's get back to both. So we was talking about Melisandre. So Melisandre switched teams up. She was on Stannis' side. She was his ride or die chick. And we haven't even seen her this season other than about episodes 1 through 2. It's basically like she brought Jon back to life and she's been out. Right, Willi?
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like, they're saving her for something. And, what it looks like in the preview at least, look, there's got to be some kind of reckoning. She can't just get away scot-free from killing Shireen and also from, the whole betrayal of Stannis, because no matter how many ways you want to slice it or how anybody wants to look at it, she betrayed Stannis at the end of the day. This was she was the one who hyped Stannis up and was like, oh yeah, you're going to be able to do all this stuff. Oh yeah, burn your daughter, everything will be fine. And then, once she saw that, once she saw that things were going south, she was like, dose, gone.
She rolled up out of there quicker than you could say lickety split. She was up out of Stannis' camp in a New York minute, son.
Word.
My goodness. I mean, the second she found out, I think it was when Celeste had hung herself, is when she rolled, right? Or was it right before that?
It was actually right before that. I mean, she found out about the army, about half the army bouncing, and then when they got the news about Celeste, it was like, all right, well, yeah, I think I see the bat signal. I'm going to leave now. And that's, Stannis got the news, when he actually saw his wife. So that was a crazy thing, man. Yeah, Melisandre got to pay. She can't get off scot-free.
Yeah, and Celeste allegedly hung herself. We never saw her hang herself. That's just as Biotic Flex just said in the chat. She allegedly hung herself, and this is the beginning of when people thought Lady Stoneheart might be coming to the show. This was like one of the first clues that people sniffed out. That was like, oh shit, people are getting hung. Okay, maybe Lady Stoneheart's coming. What's up, Sphinx? What you gotta say about that?
I never connected the two. I never connected Selyse's hanging with the possible Lady Stoneheart. I mean, even though Selyse is in the north and Lady Stoneheart is, in the Riverlands, I never put those two together and thought maybe. But why would Lady Stoneheart take revenge on the Baratheons? Stannis, so to speak. I can't understand that part because they never really wronged them. Actually, that's Ned's bestie. So.
Okay. Lady Stoneheart subscribers were so desperate for Lady Stoneheart that we took anything, Sphinx. We took there was no logic in this. There's no logic in this. If somebody got hung on the show, it was a Lady Stoneheart reference. It was
literally, yeah. If there's a rope anywhere near somebody dying, it was Lady Stoneheart.
Yes. And I mean, seriously, like, this was the beginning of the clues. This season has had so many clues. Like, last episode, the number of times they brought up Lady Catelyn Stark with Jaime and Edmure, it was ridiculous. They killed my notion of Lady Stoneheart coming last episode. I was the biggest Stoneheart subscriber until last episode when I seen Beric, right? What about you, Don?
I mean, it's funny, like, anyone who knows me or has watched me for a little while knows that I'm not a big fan of Catelyn Stark anyway. So, I mean, the whole Lady Stoneheart thing, it didn't faze me, her not being in the show either way. But, yeah, I do think that they definitely led people in that direction. So, I mean, look, for the Lady Stoneheart fans out there, I think it was kind of messed up that they really kind of went and just started poking people like, Yeah, you want that Lady Stoneheart, there? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Stoneheart. Yeah, and then it's like, nope, Barrack. I mean, don't get me wrong, Barrack's my man and all that, but I was like, even I was kind of like, damn, man, yeah, y'all were kind of dirty with that one.
How many times can you refer to Lady Catelyn Stark in an episode without finally, because how else were they going to give us clues and hints? LaDonna from James and LaDonna's show, The Small Council, she is swearing on everything that Lady Stoneheart is going to come on in the episode 10 in the finale, and I'm like, no, LaDonna, it's over. You know?
That's why they show Barrack, like, to just drive that home to us. Like, look, he's still alive. Edmure said he's been locked up for years. So can y'all just put that to sleep? We're giving you all the other stuff you want. You got cold hands, binge hands. You got the hound, gravedigger. You know, you're not going to get Stonehearts. Just be happy with what we gave you.
Exactly. And it broke our hearts, man. It broke our hearts. Well, before I go on a Stoneheart tangent, let's get back to Stannis' camp. So, yeah, Lady Celeste hung herself. Stannis was at rock bottom. He burned Shireen. We're going to see the repercussions of burnt Shireen on Sunday. I'll get to that later in the show. But once Melisandre fled the scene like a burglar, she rolled up out the scene, out of Stannis' camp to Castle Black. she was out like a burglar out of that motherfucker.
It's a hamburger.
And she switches teams to Jon Snow. Bolton banners burning. Stannis does the stand of Custard, General Custard against Little Bighorn or whatever, and goes up against Roose Bolton's army, and they get slaughtered. That was the first fight of Winterfell. This is the second fight of Winterfell. I'm hoping this goes completely different. Do y'all at any point think that Jon Snow won't win? Sphinxy, let me start with you.
Hell to the nah, that he's winning. Like, winning, winning, winning. It might be tragic and it might be a close call, but he's completely winning. He may come out battered and bruised and beaten, but he's winning. They're winning. The Starks are winning. Not him, but the Starks are winning as a family.
Okay. Don Willie?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Jon Snow and his forces are gonna be the opposite of Charlie Sheen in real life. So he's actually gonna be winning. Yeah, man, this is one of those things where you can't keep giving Ramsay the win. You can't. It's just not possible. Ramsay can't be the guy who winds up knocking off Jon Snow, because then why did you bring him back? Why would you bring back Jon Snow just for him to be killed off by Ramsay fucking Bolton? So, yeah. Hashtag John be winning.
I like
Yes. It is unethical for Ramsay to continue on after this episode. I don't want to see Ramsay's face no more in episode 10. Better be literally the dreams of winter. They better be talking about all sorts of ish I have never seen before in episode 10. So this episode 9 is Ramsay's last stand. He will fight to the death, I believe. I believe that him and Jon Snow might have 1-to-1 single combat at the end of it. I'm thinking like at some point in this battle, after everybody's collapsed and tired, that Jon Snow gives him an offer like, I will fight you one-on-one right now in the middle of the snow, and all the armies sit there and watch him like, go, Jon, go, Red, like the two armies opposite of each other, watching them fight one-on-one like Jaime and Eddard Stark did in the streets of King's Landing season 1. Something along those lines. And whoever wins that fight takes Winterfell. Okay? We know Ramsay's got the bigger forces. I want to get y'all's take on something I saw today on Reddit. They have been showing us 3 armies this season. Technically 4. I won't say the Vale army because that's supposed to be the surprise army. But the Wildlings and Jon Snow, the Boltons and Umbers for Ramsay, and then we have been watching the Lannister forces for a good couple of episodes now. What would y'all think of something surprise epically of Lannister forces coming in and saving the day?
Moji, I've been thinking about that. I was like, what if Jamie, like, you know, that lucky had with Brienne, and he's like, you know what? Damn it, we're done here. I mean, I know it's not going to happen because we've seen the Lannister people at the Frey wedding or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, maybe he just sends some Lannisters to the twins to just represent for the Lannisters at the wedding. But he's actually like, you know what? I'm going to go help my girl and actually keep my oath because he still hasn't broken it yet. Because
It's the oath. There's an oath out there, ladies and gentlemen. There is an oath.
Pick up arms against the Tullys. I mean, I don't know if you call the siege taking up arms. They never fought, you know. He was out there, you know, the siege was about to pop off, but it never actually popped off while he was there, while the Lannister army was involved. And he managed to take Riverrun without any Tully death. So he still hasn't broken that oath. And perhaps he'll be like, you know what? Okay, babe. Thank you. I'm sorry. My daughter is flushing the toilet. But it's still possible that he might be like, you know what? I want to do something I freaking said I would do for once in my life. I want to keep an oath, and I want to help Sansa, just like me and Brienne always, you know, laid together around and stared up at the stars and said we would do.
Yeah. Willi, what's your take on Jaime Lannister becoming the White Knight, the chivalrous White Knight to save the day?
Listen, you know, in your average fairy tale, Jaime Lannister would do that. But let's be honest, Jaime Lannister don't give no fuck about anything north of the neck. All right? He already said what he wanted to do, which was get back to Cersei. All right? He got the castle without no hassle, and he's going to, you know, send some Lannister troops to go celebrate with the Freys, and he is taking his ass back to King's Landing, and he'll get there probably just in enough time to see the shit, you know, start blowing to pieces thanks to his crazy ass sister. So, yeah, man, no way, no how, you know, Jaime don't give no fuck about the North, just like most people south of the neck. So, don't count in.
Man, if Jaime just had an ounce of chivalry in him, I would be like, yes, it is possible. I'm going to give this one the Moji seal of approval at about 20% possibility. 20%. Because he did say in the last episode he's going back to King's Landing. I don't know if he would have the balls to help Sansa. I don't know if he would think it correct. I mean, that wave that Brienne gave him when he was in the boat bouncing out of the river run was kind of like a I'll never see you again type of wave that he gave Brienne, in my opinion. It would be so dope if the show writers like wrote this in, because it's so obvious the Vale forces are coming. I mean, it's borderline, you know, it's like I can read the script.
Borderline canon.
Right? What'd you say, Sphinx?
I just said it's borderline canon, like.
Exactly. But Jaime and the Crimson Red coming out of nowhere, now that would be sizing. That would be some damn D&D. You know what I mean? If they pulled that one. Go ahead, what?
I'm sorry, I was talking trash. I can't mute myself because my hair, so when my random stuff just comes out, you have to hear it. Yeah. But I'll try to mute myself, but it's hard while I'm doing my hair.
It's cool. So, yeah, that's my take on it. I'm going to give it 20% on Jaime coming. So, yeah, so.
Wait, hold on.
Question?
Wait, real quick. You're actually giving it 20%?
I am giving it 20%. It's nothing. What is 20%? It's
I'm
nothing.
giving it minus 20%, bro. That shit ain't happening. You crazy.
That's a
I
big.
feel, it feels like a slam dunk alley-oop for the show writers. It feels like something like magical to just see the crimson red across the hillside.
Wait, dog. You watched the last episode.
And they shattered my heart on every scene.
We all watched the last episode. Just remember, Arya.
I know. I know, brother. I know. I'm trying to give these guys credit. I'm trying to have them save them, redeem themselves. Like, give them a prize.
Blackfish.
Daniel said blackfish.
Oh, after you just said all that, I'm going to have to go minus 10% now. Shit, you're right. You're right. Minus 10%. I'm not going to say minus 20%, but I'll say minus 10% that Jaime Lannister and the Lannister forces will save the day.
If we had more time in the show, I would say that maybe Jaime goes home, sees Cersei's crazy, chokes her out, and he's like, yo, dudes, we're going to the north because stuff is effed up down here. I just killed my sister. Everybody's dead. And all I know besides my family is Brienne, and she's fighting that war. So let's go help.
I'm serious, man. If they pulled out some ish like that, like who would ever think the Lannister forces of all forces? It's like basically seeing the Freys coming to help the Starks.
It's too late now, though, because we have our battle, like, in 2 days. It's already done, and he's still in the Riverlands, last we saw. So,
He could get to the north in 2 seconds, though.
no, for what I was just saying, though, he would have to go back to King's Landing, see Cersei, deal with that, and then go to the north. So
True.
by the time he got there, it would be episode 5. By the time all this happened, it would be episode 10, and the battle's over by then. He could maybe still show up and help bolster. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of men. Like, they're going to freaking, that war is almost lost to the Starks. So maybe he's like, hey, I'm here, guys. What the hell do we need to do? Because I just my sister.
What you thinking, Willie?
All right, so look, bold prediction. Mark my words, this is going to happen. Jaime does not get back to King's Landing before Cersei has already burned shit down. The next time Jaime sees Cersei will be at Casterly Rock.
Wow. The Rock?
Can you explain that?
Bringing up The Rock right now?
Yeah, I need to know, like, so what does she do? She burns down King's Landing and then just, like, hops a subway train and just kind of, like, rolls out to Castle Rock like none of that just happened. Like, tell me.
No, not like none of that just happened, but she gets away from King's Landing, her, the Mountain, possibly Qyburn, and maybe some other soldiers. She travels up north. She runs into the Hound. The Hound and his brother finally have it out, and she and Qyburn also leave, the mountain so they can escape. They get to Casterly Rock. She's like, all right, you know what? Nobody will ever be able to touch me here. Jaime shows up, figures out what she did, and she stabs Jaime, and Jaime chokes her, and they both die together. Boom.
It's for next season?
My map to see.
Yeah, end of next season.
Does she have to go through the Riverlands to get back to Casterly Rock? She doesn't, so she wouldn't even come across the Hound. I guess unless he came south.
To get to Casterly Rock? Yeah, to get to the Westerlands, you got to go through the Riverlands. Especially from the Crown Lands.
Yeah, you got to go up the Reach, don't you?
No, the Crown.
Nah, the Reach is just below the Crown Lands. To get to where to the Westerlands, you have to go through the Riverlands because the Riverlands kind of border the west and the north.
No, the Crown Lands are completely left to right of the Westerlands. I know I said left to right. That's not a real term, but
if you're looking at the map and you're looking at King's Landing, the Crown Lands are to the left, to the upper left. Am I right? Yeah, look, yeah, Sphinxy got the globe, don't she? Isn't it to the left of King's Landing if you're looking at the map?
So that's the Crown Lands, and then the Westerlands. So it's just like a, I don't know if y'all can see that, but
No, that's perfect. That's freaking perfect. We can see all that.
Crownlands there. That's Crownlands. And then Westerlands.
Yeah, but with all those mountains, is she gonna go south or is she gonna go north to get around those mountains? Because if I'm not mistaken, you got Lannisport, which is further south, and Casterly Rock, which is more up north in the northern part of the Westerlands. Which is why when Robb Stark was talking about invading, he was talking about coming through the Riverlands so he can get into the west to go to Casterly Rock.
Okay, so that's Casterly Rock right there.
This would be a major plot for next season. I mean, are we all on the agreement that Jaime's the Valancourt, though?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Jaime's the Valancourt. Bet. Do you think Jaime's gonna also go through with his threat to kill Tyrion that he told Bronn when they were going to Dorne?
Nah.
He's never gonna get to see Tyrion again.
Yeah.
Never again. The Lannister children will never be together again.
Correction, I changed that. They will see each other again because Tyrion's Team Dany, and Jaime's the third-headed dragon, so they'll definitely come across each other's paths again.
Well, I'm gonna get to Tyrion and them later, a little bit later on. We need to get to this preview video. How many times have you watched it, Sphinx?
100 zillion bajillion times, and every time I get goosebumps when they show Jon sitting there with that face where he just saw like something
that turned his hair white.
Yes, I was like, y'all about to unleash the dragon.
No.
Dragon fingers, if you hear me say, yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, man. Okay, let's start off with this preview clip. Number one situation. Jon immediately says, as the video rolls, I fought against greater odds. Hold on. I fought against greater odds. I fought against worse than Ramsay Bolton. Sansa interjects and says, you don't know him. What does that interpret to you, Don Willi? Let's start with you this time.
So, yeah, I mean, I think because she's seen his brutality, up front, how he, is willing to torture people, and just, gives no fucks about how people are treated in general. It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, well, you might think that you have come across some bad people, some despicable people, some horrible people, but Ramsay is the worst of them all. And if I were Jon, I'd be like, I don't know if they're going to throw this in there or not, but I'm like, yeah, look, I came across a guy who can raise, hundreds of thousands of zombies, kills living people and then raises them back from the dead. So yeah, you know what? Your guy with the bowl cut here is not really, that much of a concern to me when it comes to that.
So she's going to have to tell us something, right? She's going to have to give him some sort of information to help him understand. She's going to have to say, hey, he did this to me and had Theon watch, or he killed his own dad. What do you think about that? Or, just anything that she can tell him. Maybe she'll drop a nugget. Because if I was Jon, I'd be like, look, for real, the stuff I seen north of the wall, ain't nobody care about no dang up jump bastard who's now the fake ass Lord of Winterfell. I'm about to wreck this dude's life. And she's
Warden of the North.
Yeah. She's like, no, you don't understand. And when I first saw that, I was kind of irritated because I was like, Sansa, quit trying to discourage the dude. Like, he's about to go in here and go in beast mode. But then I was like, okay, maybe, she's got to tell him something to make him really put some respect on Ramsay's name. Not that he deserves it, but he is insane, literally. The others aren't insane. They actually are probably just regular, like, we don't even know that they're not just okay, just trying to survive. They've let people live. We've seen them look at Sam and just walk on and just move on. Ramsay will kill just for the sake of freaking killing. He's literally a psychopath. And I hope she drops a gem to let him understand. At first, I thought maybe she was just stalling until she got word back from Brienne, to see how that went, or a word back from Peter to see, if he was coming. But I don't know, may even be a combination of all those things. But I hope she lets Jon know.
I think that this two clips are from two different situations in this finale. If you look at the beginning of the clip, Jon is saying, I fought against greater odds, but it doesn't show him talking. It doesn't show it until they show Sansa and him in a room and she says, you don't know him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this is from two different conversations, guys.
Tricky editing. That's how they get you.
That's what HBO be doing with these slip-up clips.
Not the slip-up clip. Last time I had one of those, I had a baby.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be talking about babies now, huh?
I'm sorry. I've been hanging out with the wildling too much.
You and Johnny be going off tangents like shit. I saw y'all's video. That joke went for 3 hours. I was like, damn.
Bring it up. It was horrible, and it was the worst. And I wish he would just delete the whole thing.
But check this, right? All right. So Sansa's basically trying to warn Jon about the impending doom that is Ramsay Bolton, the new bastard of Winterfell. But Jon has seen the dead come living, okay? He has killed a White Walker. He has wielded Valyrian steel. He has stared down the Night's King. I don't know if Ramsay Bolton's as scary as the Night's King, but as long as you take away Ramsay's knives from him and he doesn't have an army, he's a man at the end of the day, flesh and bone. You dig what I'm saying? And Ramsay, they've built up Ramsay to an almost comical Joker-like level on the show at this point. He is the Joker in Batman and Robin. You know what I mean? So you take away his toys, you take away his power, in my opinion. And then when I say toys, I don't mean the thing Theon's got between his legs. You feel me? So Ramsay, to me, has got this army, and that's it. I still believe that the Umbers are a farce. They are a ruse. What y'all think about that? I'm going to start with you this time, Sphinxy.
I support that idea. Like, am I echoing crazy?
Are you what?
Is there an echo? I'm using my headphones, so I may need to take them out. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, I feel like the Umbers actually were down with the Boltons, but once they see what Ramsay's about to do to Rick and Stark in front of Jon and everybody else, they're going to be like, this may have not have been the best decision. They're kind of going to, there's going to be like some awkward glances at each other like, yo, we just kill kids? Because they're Northern still. They're still Northern. Yes, they hate Rob. Rob screwed them over. They're pissed about that. But they're still Northerners, and you don't just go murdering kids willy-nilly just to prove a freaking point. They don't do that in the North at all, except for the Boltons, bitch asses. Excuse my language. So I think that's going to happen, and they're going to kind of be like, yeah, I'm not sure we're on the right side. And there's going to be some dissension there.
Exactly. Willi?
Yeah, I think both of y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Ramsay has a reputation already. People know what he does. Remember, when Small John rolled up to Winterfell, there was a flayed body kind of at the border. So it's not like he doesn't know what Ramsay does. This is what Ramsay does, man. And plus also, look, he already called him out on killing his pops. And he still was like, yo, nah, man, you know what? I got a present for you. Here's Rickon. Here's the girl that brought him to my castle. And here's the head of his direwolf. Fuck the Umbers. Nah, there's no way. And I'm sorry, but you people who believe that, where is my tinfoil? Because you guys need to wrap yourselves in it.
It's
Ain't no fucking way, B. No way.
you really think they can watch the savage disgustingness of Ramsay and just be okay with it?
Why
They're
are they against the Starks? The only thing the Umbers got is because the Wildlings have crossed into their border. Is that why you break a 1,000-year-old pact with the Starks?
yeah.
Because some Wildlings came on your territory? Come on, Willi.
Yeah, look. We could, kind of, unfortunately, look at it like something today, man. Think about how you got people who are so scared of Mexicans coming across the border.
Oh no, they're gonna send us all away.
Yeah, and then let's find out, that somebody that you supported. Let's say for whatever reason there was, a mass animosity of the U.S. against Mexico. Period. Point blank. We had no kind of good relations, right?
Yeah.
And you find out, like the governor of Texas has been the main one championing the whole shit. Yeah, we're gonna make sure to keep the Mexicans out. And then one day, like you got a new governor who was that old governor's son, and that new governor is like, yo, you know what? There's a problem in like Guatemala that's gonna be coming through, so we gotta let Mexicans through. That's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where you have people who've had this animosity against these, outsiders for so long that they're just like, yo, I don't care what the reason is. I don't care why they're here. They're here, and I don't like it. Is anybody going to help me get rid of them? Oh, you? Okay. Yeah, I know you are an evil, treacherous bastard, but you know what? I'd rather deal with what you're talking about than to have those people here. And that's what this situation is.
I've always felt like the wildling issue was not so much racism because they're all the same race. Literally, they all have the blood of the first men. But it's more like a Hatfield and McCoy thing, you know? And
Yeah.
that can be overcome once you have some knowledge and information. And I mean, I still just struggle with wrapping my mind around the fact that these houses, the Great John was the first to declare Robb king of the North. Even after his fingers got ate off, like he was down. And then all of a sudden, there's this random son who was like, yeah, everything my dad said, I hated that. You know, when they're brought up in this northern tradition. So I still, I mean, I get it. If it happens, it happens. You know, the Umbers are down with the Boltons, and that's just what it is. But if there's a surprise twist and it turns out they're not completely down with all this sadistic evilness and they change their mind at the last minute, I'll totally understand why. Because they're still Northerners and their way is the old way.
I get why the Karstarks are with Ramsay. I get it. Robb, king in the north, God rest your soul, king. He cut off Karstark's head, man. So I get that. The Umbers switching faithful for the Wildlings, to me, it just seems unethical. It just seems like at the last minute, whether it be the Umbers have been playing the ruse the whole time, or if it's Rickon, their liege lord, okay, getting his skin peeled off will be the reason they turn false in the middle of battle. It just seems right. At the end of the day, the Starks have been losing for a long motherfucking time. All right, to see Rickon get his skin peeled off, one of the smallest of the smallest Starks, and these Bannermen still sticking it out with the Boltons, I can't see it. I can't see it. And if we sit here and we talk about this, we're gonna be talking about it for a minute.
Well, let me just say this one thing. Maybe it would have made more sense if on the show, because we don't, you can do anything on the show. No rules apply. So maybe on the show they had the Karstarks have Rickon and turn him in. And then
Yeah.
that seems more likely because we all know they're totally pissed. Like they've been pissed for seasons. And then, that makes more sense because now we get the Umbers out of nowhere. We're like, Umbers, what? You hate us too? Why?
Exactly. And before I go to the next part of the clip, do you guys believe the Manderleys are showing up? Sphinxy, I'm gonna start with you.
I want to. I haven't seen anything, but I want to. And obviously, we're not getting the speech because we're already fighting. So, damn that. That's the worst. I was really looking. I didn't get any speeches I wanted so far.
We ain't getting no speeches this season,
Nobody's speech.
except some tidbits.
I know. And damn, just give us one good one. The Northern members would have been great. Broken Men, like they could have hooked us up. So yeah, I don't know about Manderleys. I guess if they show up, we're just gonna see their banner in the fight, and that'll be it. Yay.
Don?
As much as I would like to believe, I mean, this is the same group of people who have an episode called The Broken Man and did not give us the Broken Man speech. Same ones who had us, thinking that the Blackfish was going to escape and then deciding to go on a suicide mission. The same ones who gave us all these references to Catelyn Stark and then said, "Oh, Lady Stoneheart? Yeah, not gonna happen." So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just had the Manderleys not show up at all.
Don, are they trolling us?
They have been
trolling us.
Is
They've
this
been trolling us.
book reader torture?
You know what the icing on the cake for trolling was?
When the hound peed in the river, and I'm
When the hound pissed in that river, boy. And my God, you could take so many analogies from that.
your theories. Your theories.
Oh my God. From the fact that Lady Catelyn's body was dragged up out the river, him pissing in it. I mean, they just burned us, the book readers, so bad.
Well,
So
yeah, just
bad.
like school in front of my kids. I was like, dude, he's going to the water. Watch, watch, watch. Lady Stoneheart, watch. Like, I'm tapping my kids. You know that annoying person that's like, tap, tap, tap. Look, 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 look. That was me. I was like, look, look, wait, wait. Oh, okay. Yep,
It was mind-boggling. I told you this last episode broke my heart.
I know.
Broke my heart. But to get to the Manderleys, I think it's not enough time. I was expecting the Manderleys about episode 7 at the latest. Give us the speech the same episode as when we saw Lyanna Mormont. That's what I expected to see.
Exactly at the same time as Lyanna Mormont. Exactly.
Exactly. And just as now I know what people have been, like non-Lady Stoneheart people have been saying, it's too late, Mo. It's too late. They were supposed to do it back when they showed us the Brotherhood Without Banners. It's too late, Mo. Now I know what they was talking about when I say it's too late for Manderley. It's too late. We're at the battle now. What are they gonna do? They're gonna show us like a 10-minute montage of Davos rolling up to White Harbor.
Yeah, and there won't be any free time.
I mean, and then also think, not to keep on harping on the stuff that we didn't get, but these are also the same guys that made Only Bran to be a warg.
You said it.
So, I mean, I could imagine them just being like, hey, the Manderleys were just too scared after what happened at the Red Wedding. Lord Too Fat to Sit a Horse was just too heartbroken and couldn't choose between his current liege lord and the lord that he had his son follow to his death at the Red Wedding. So, yeah, man, even though they have mentioned the Manderleys, I mean, and even though it would be nice to see the Manderley banners, I don't have faith. I don't, okay? I am not a man who believes in fairy tales when it comes to actual life. And to believe that the Manderleys are going to show up without there being any substantiated proof would be believing in a fairy tale.
Yep. I'm guessing at this point that if they bring them into the show, they are gonna be just cavalrymen, basically.
They're going to be freaking filler soldiers, and there's so much more than that. And there's no Frey pie. Why? Why? Can they give us like any of the good, juicy, low-level stuff that only us nerds know? You know, they're answering our theories. Yes, Gravedigger, yes. Jon Snow's not dead, yes. But give me something like real low, like real low that like only us people who just obsess about this stuff all the time would know.
Just something. Just throw us a kibble. Kibbles and bits. Just something.
Biscuit. Can I get a biscuit?
Just a biscuit bit. You know what I'm saying?
All I want is a taste.
Well, let's get on to the next part of the clip. Davos and the Stag. Wow, isn't this gonna be the tear-jerker part of the episode? Don Willie?
I mean, you know what? I'm wondering how quickly he's going to be able to put two and two together. And then also the next question is, after that is, how will he deal with Melisandre? Because while I don't think he's going to kill Melisandre, I think he is going to definitely threaten the shit out of killing Melisandre. And, you know, he might put her in that Undertaker chokeslam because, you know, you had this man burn his daughter and then you abandoned him. So, yeah, I think finally Davos will get the real story, and Melisandre, even though she's all, oh, I am following Jon Snow, he is the Lord's chosen. Like, yeah, well, you know what? That ruby necklace won't be the only thing wrapped around your throat, because I do think Davos and his 1.5 hands will also be doing some work on that end. And you know, look, I'm not for violence against women, but Melisandre deserves it, goddammit.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I think, like we saw, and I don't know if y'all picked the same thing up from the preview, but it looked like he was standing at the pyre and was realizing actually what happened, and then the war horn sounded.
Yes.
So it seems like he really won't have time to like truly address it at that moment. And maybe by the time he is able to address it, like there's way more pressing matters at hand. And you know, it might be like just like the first time he even asked her about it in this season. How many episodes in were we? Like 3 or 4 before he brought it up?
I think it was 4.
And I could see that. I could see it just carrying over. Like they show us, he knows. He found the stag. He's aware. Oh, snap, it's time to fight. And then we don't really get much else until next season. He's like shaking that little stag in her face. Like, look, I know what you've done. I know what you've done.
Yeah, and I mean that was the Easter egg. That's why they showed Davos giving her the stag last season, so that when she died, he would find it. I mean, that's the whole point. And it's funny, man. Last season, when he gave her that stag when he knew something wrong was going to happen, I believe. Because right before he gave her the stag is when Stannis told him, "You're the hand of the king. I need you to go to Castle Black and get horses and more reinforcements." Am I right, guys? Yeah, it was right before he gave her the stag. That's what Stannis told him. So Davos knew something was wrong. He knew that, okay, let me give my little protection upon this little girl because something just don't smell right. Stannis is telling me to leave camp, and I'm the hand of the king. So, and then for him to burn Shireen and then nothing go right for him, basically Jon's got to do the complete opposite. I'm thinking that Davos is just going to glare over that situation. Jon's not even going to ask him about it. Jon's not going to know what that stag was because that's why they put that war horn in, so that Davos looks at this and then boom, war horn goes off, boom, he goes straight into battle. And like you'll see Davos fighting, swashbuckling, killing some dudes, and like the stag falls off of him at some point. You know what I mean? Something like melodramatic like that is what I'm thinking is going to happen with the stag. And I think they're setting us up. I think they're setting the audience up for something tear-jerkery. Do y'all feel me?
I
Don?
mean, if you're talking about somebody dying, then yeah, I mean, look, it's a battle. You can't have a battle without death. You know, and yeah, we're gonna have to see somebody who we really love catch it. Unfortunately, there are
It'd
many
be
theories.
impossible. It'd be impossible to show this whole battle and everybody come out of it unscathed.
Exactly. Look, it's crazy because if you think about it, the Battle of the Blackwater, right? Battle of Blackwater, everybody pretty much, with the exception of Davos' son, like everybody else that we knew, Davos' son, and then I think Mandon Moore were like the only two characters that we knew by name that died, right? So I think at this point you have to kind of raise the stakes, though. It can't just be, you know, it can't just be some background. Those, if they are background characters, they have to be background characters with some impact. It can't just
Don't
be.
say your guess. Don't say y'all's guesses on who y'all gonna think until the end. We're gonna do our prediction deaths at the end of the episode.
All right, cool.
Sphinxy, you want to elaborate on any more on the Davos situation? Or you want to move on? Okay, by her silence, I'm gonna say move on. Next part of the clip, we get the audio and John and Melisandre in a tent together, and John saying, "If I fall, don't bring me back." And then the next clip is him with a long stare into the distance. We will break both scenes back to back. So let's start off with "If I fall, don't bring me back." Don, let's start with you.
So yeah, I mean, look, think about it. This guy went to the other side. He died, and well, no, he didn't go to the other side. He said there was no other side. There was nothing. He was dead, and then he was back. He remembers dying. He remembers there not being anything after that. He just remembers, I got stabbed, I was curtains, and then the next thing I know, I'm back. Like, yo, like, how scary must that be? You don't want to go through that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, because like we still don't know how this supposedly changed him, because remember what we hear about Beric Dondarrion is every time he died and came back, he lost a piece of himself. We don't know what John has actually lost yet, but for him to be like, yo, if I die, don't bring me back, I know he's got to feel it somewhere. He's got to feel like there's something different about him. And yeah, just like that's got to be the scariest feeling in the world, because that means that you are powerless over your existence, and no one wants to feel like they are powerless over their existence.
Yeah, basically, Sphinxy, are you back? Okay. So basically, this whole scene to me is like telling the audience, be prepared. Be prepared because we can kill John one more time. We did it once, we could do it again. Because why else would they have him and Melisandre talking? Of course, if John dies, the audience is going to be like, oh, Melisandre can just bring him back. So we don't got to worry about John. We just got to worry about all these other characters. And then here's the show writers coming in to step on your toes like, okay, John's going to tell Mel, don't bring me back, because he doesn't want to come back if he dies. That is real filthy. You know what I mean? That is that pretty much tells you to be prepared for John's death. Now, because this is drama. They want you to be scared for Jon Snow. Um, I don't think we can talk too much on this because this scene pretty much speaks for itself. I have never been scared that John was gonna bite the dust in this episode. Never, ever, ever was I worried about that happening. So, did you ever think he was gonna bite the dust at any point, Willie?
You mean since he's come back?
Yeah. Well, basically for this battle.
No, not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. Because this is just one of those things where, again, it would have been pointless. Like, even with the whole thing with Arya, if Arya would have gotten killed, her storyline would have been pointless. So there has to be a point to actually bringing him back. You know, he can't be brought back before the big battle just to be killed off by, Ramsay. Pardon me. Yeah, because this is not the real battle. This right here is a middling skirmish. John knows it. Davos knows it. You know, a bunch of people know it. But, yeah, you can't bring back John for something like this and then kill him off again. It really would be a waste of his character, and it would be insulting to the audience.
Yeah. I mean, John dying at this point wouldn't shock me. It would shock me, but then it wouldn't shock me because these writers, everything for them is shock value. Every scene of every minute is shock value for these guys. Now, what better shock value than showing John dying again and then bringing him back to life again? Or this time actually putting him inside Ghost. Speaking of Ghost, do you think Ghost is making an appearance in the battle?
No, because they already have a giant, and that's going to use up a bunch of the CGI budget. Filling in army extras is going to fill up the CGI budget. You know, snow, like actual snow, is going to fill up the CGI budget. The castle, arrows. You know, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's going to destroy the CGI budget. If we do see Ghost, it'll be for like 2 seconds. You know, unless John is like, I don't want my direwolf to die.
I literally thought the reason they killed off Summer and Shaggy Dog, if it's Shaggy Dog, I still don't believe it's Shaggy Dog. I'm still on it's the Umbers and it's a ruse ship. But if it was Shaggy Dog, then they killed Shaggy Dog and Summer. I believe that this was so they could put Ghost and save all the money and put Ghost in the Battle of the Bastards. You know, just like you're saying with the heavy CGI budget.
Look, I would like to see it. I would like to see that. But, I mean, listen, man. This is Dan and Dave you're talking about. If they can cut it out, they will cut it out. So, you're getting your hopes up too high. And again, man, you know, you're going to catch the tinfoil, put up the goddamn Umbers and Shaggy Dog. Shaggy Dog dead, okay? Shaggy Dog dead.
Well, these dire wolves have got to make an appearance at some point. I need some wolves in my life. So please, Dan and Dave, give us Nymeria. If you're not going to give us Ghost in the Battle of the Bastards, give us Nymeria. Give us something. All right, let's move on to the next part of the scene. Thousands of men don't need to die, with John looking off in the distance. What does that mean to you, Don Willi?
Thousands of men don't need to die, but Ramsay gives no fucks about that. Thousands of men will die because I am Warden of the North and you dared to oppose me. So unless they're willing to kill you, they are all going to die.
I mean, what does he mean by this? Do you think he's talking to Ramsay at this point, or you think he's talking to Davos or Tormund? Who do you think he is directing this to?
I think he might have had, a small parlay with Ramsay, before the battle, and he's like, thousands of men don't need to die. We can do this one on one, and he's kind of like, well, yeah, but nah, that's not how I want to do this. You came with an army. Why have an army here if you don't plan on using them?
This would be great if he is basically talking to Ramsay and saying, let's not have a battle. Let's just have a one-on-one sword battle between me and you, Ramsay. If you win, you can have my army. If I win, I get Winterfell in your army. Do we even know how good Ramsay is with a sword? Have they ever talked about Ramsay being good with a sword? Because I think he's an arrow man. I think he's a bowman, like Theon.
I mean, well, listen, I'm pretty sure he might be decent with a sword, but point is, Ramsay is the guy who's going to be like, yeah, fuck that one-on-one battle. If I can kill all the people who oppose me, then that's what I will do. I don't want you to be a martyr. I want your whole side wiped out.
Yeah, I mean, Jon, at this point, I put Jon's swordsmanship up there with Jaime before he lost his hand and Eddard Stark. I mean, there's not too many people that are good with a sword other than that could beat Jon, in my opinion, in this world. There's very few. People in the chat, who do you think can beat Jon in sword play? All right, let's move on to the next part of the clip. Jon looks intently into the distance. What do you think he's looking at, Don Willi?
He is looking at the reality that he is vastly outnumbered in a way that he hadn't even thought about. Look, 2,000 wildlings and then a couple of hundred other, northerners versus like 10,000 or more Boltons, Karstarks, and Umbers. It's one of those things where if you're looking at it, you're going to be like, oh, god damn, man. I was told that it was this bad. I didn't know that it was actually going to look this bad for real. And now that I'm actually facing it, then that's the thing where you're just like, okay, how do I convince these people who are probably about to get slaughtered that we can still witness?
Yeah, it's different talking about a battle and then actually being in the battle. I mean, when you see Ramsay's bowmen in the front of the cavalry line and you just see them, that's going to be the next two scenes down. We're going to be talking about that. When you just see them let those arrows go, that is slaughter in a can right there. That is the quickest way to kill an unorganized unit like the Wildlings if I ever seen one. I mean, my goodness. Ramsay is organized. And really, how is he this organized, Don Willi? Does he have any generals on his side? Does he have any legendary sword fighters like the Blackfish on his side? How the hell is Ramsay this organized?
I mean, Ramsay is disorganized because he watched his father. At the end of the day, no matter what you might want to say about the man, he does take notes. He is a student of how all of this stuff works out. And so when it all comes down to it, while people might fault him for the wrongdoing that he has definitely done, you still got to remember this guy has had a keen enough mind to survive this kind of minefield of treachery, and look, while the Umbers could have either stayed out of the whole thing or decided to join up, they joined up. Same with the Karstarks. This could have been a thing where Ramsay, had he not been more strategic minded and had people not recognize that, he could have been fighting this whole thing by himself. But because people recognize how much of a player he is in this, They're just like, oh, you know what? Yo, let's just go and do work. And that's what happened with the whole thing. Is just that, instead of it being the thing where it's like, all right, well, let's see how this plays out. They're like, nah, you know what? I don't want to sit on the sidelines because I don't want him to come after me next.
Yeah, I am pretty much sure. I'll probably say about 90% sure that this is Jon Snow looking at Rickon's flayed body. In the beginning of the season, there was already the picture leaks of the two bodies that were supposed to be flayed in the crosses at the Battle of Winterfell, and nobody has an assurance of who it is. We thought it was going to be Asha and Rickon, and then Asha got stabbed up in Winterfell. So then you're like, who the heck is the second body? And then it came to us that, okay, we haven't seen Rickon in 4 episodes now. So now everyone's pretty sure that Rickon's dead. They brought him back just to kill him, just like they brought back Osha just to kill her. You in agreement with that, Don? That Rickon is dead this episode?
Listen, I don't want Rickon to die because, I mean, like, damn it, he's literally done nothing. I'm like, if you're going to kill him, at least have him do something worthwhile before he dies. But then again, the whole thing with the Shaggy Dog story is it's supposed to be nothing but hype with no payoff. So, I mean, if Rickon is tied to Shaggy Dog and the whole Shaggy Dog story in that respect, then yeah, man, that is one dead little boy who, apparently in the past couple of years it went from being like 6 to being damn near 20, it seems. But yeah, man, I just I really hope that isn't true.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I love the Starks, boy. It's a tough one. But hopefully Ramsay makes it out alive. Let's go to the next scene. We see Davos in battle. Last time we saw Davos in battle was the Battle of Blackwater, and he got out of that one. He lost his finger pouch and his clothes, but he got out of there. What do you think is going to happen to Sir Davos Seaworth?
Well, no, we actually didn't see him in battle. Remember, before he even got to do any kind of fighting for real, his ship got blown to pieces by the wildfire. So, yeah, man. And remember him at Castle Black, he was saying that he's not much of a fighter. So, I mean, him being there is just him being there. I mean, even when Davos was with Stannis and they, took over the Wildling camp, like, and had all of them prisoner, still, like, Davos didn't do any actual fighting there. So you're talking about just, a guy who is not going to be the greatest swordsman. And it's just one of those things where you're like, damn, well, I just hope he makes it out alive, man, because we need Davos. Davos is the MVP of the North right now, man. He's the one that's holding it all together. He is the glue of the North.
Yes, I don't think they get the Hornwoods. I don't think they get the Mormonts. I don't think they get any of them without Davos. Davos is the mouth of the North, in my opinion. He is that dude. And just like we've seen some of these, older father figure characters like the Blackfish, I'm not going to say Stannis was a father figure, but he is, that type of mold character. We've seen a lot of these guys, peace out. You think Davos could be in this line of characters that just get pieced out by the show writers?
I like to start off by saying fuck Yen and Dave for some of the decisions they've made. And if they just decide that they're just going to kill off Davos at this point, it's just like, yo, man, fuck him, man. Fuck him. Burn them all. Burn them all.
Burn them all. Oh, man. All right. Davos, we with you. Davos ain't going nowhere. Davos is alive, man. All right. Next part of this scene is 1-1 looking like a boss. What'd you get a feel for this scene on?
I mean, look, we need to see the Giants doing work. He is supposedly like, one of the last, if not the last Giant. People are speculating that he is going to die. I'm telling you right now, 1-1 will not die. We need to see him fight against the White Walkers. Period, point blank. He's got to fight against the White Walkers.
Yes. We have to see him fight against the White Walkers. Oh, wouldn't it be scary if 1-1 died and he became a white? Oh, my goodness. The Night's King controlling a white 1-1? That would be apeshit crazy.
Listen, I think the Night's King and the White Walkers are going to be doing a lot of unexpected things. I think that 1-1 could be a casualty of the White Walkers and then, raised as a thrall. Also, I think one of Daenerys' dragons is going to bite it. And I think that will be our, the show's version of an ice dragon. So, yeah, look, man, I think that in order for them to go out big on top, those are, two things out of many that we're going to need.
1-1 looks like the Incredible Hulk. 1-1 looks like he's about to. Man, do you remember at Hardhome when he picked up that sticker, that telephone pole, and he just swung that thing and he just took a whole rack of whites with him? I want to see him do that to Ramsay's forces. I want to see him clear at least the Bowman line with that.
That would be cool, Yeah, I mean, listen, I definitely think that he's going to do some serious damage. And then think about it. Remember, this isn't your wildling pack who are used to seeing a giant. When the Northerners actually see him, they're going to be like, yo, what? Like, that's a giant. They're going to be shook for a little while at least. It's going to take them a minute for them to get over the shock of there actually being a giant, for them to actually be able to be like, all right, now we're going to try to fight this thing.
Yeah, none of these people have ever seen a giant before. And 1-1 is the last giant after Mag the Mighty, and the other guy, the white-haired giant, died at Watchers of the Wall episode. 1-1's the last giant, and pretty much none of the Northmen have ever seen a giant. So they can't just kill 1-1 that easily. If I saw a giant, I would be scared shitless. So don't sit there and tell me Ramsay's men are just going to load him up with arrows and spears out of nowhere. But he is a huge target, though. People have all been telling me this, that 1-1's going to be a huge target on that battlefield.
1-1 is going to be a huge target, no doubt. But I think you're going to have a lot more people who are going to be scared of him. And it's like, what if I don't kill this damn giant? What is he going to do to me? And look, we hear all the time in the books, fear cuts deeper than swords. And when that fear lays upon them, especially when they see the first couple of dudes get taken out, it's going to be like, oh my God, this thing is invincible. How are we going to beat it? Now, I'm not going to say that 1-1 won't be hurt. I'm not going to say that 1-1 won't be hurt severely. But I do think that he is going to make it out of this battle, because he is just going to be one of the pieces that you need in order to make, the whole spectacular fantasy element be able to last for the remainder of the series.
Yes, I hope so. I really do. Next part of the preview video that we see, this is coming to the end, guys, is the Bolton shield wall with Tormund in the front of the line with the wildling men going up against the Bolton shield wall and their spears. What do you think about this scene, Don?
So, this kind of reminds me of 300. When you first see the line of the Spartans and they got the shield, and you have the immortals who are coming to attack them. And here it appears that we have the wildlings who are being encircled by the Bolton shield wall. And that's one of those things where it's like, wow. Tormund looks like he's going to be in a real bad place. Real bad place. And, I know, we're not talking about who could die yet or death predictions, so I will jump to that later. But I will just say that, look, it's really not a good look when you have one side that has not only superior numbers, but also superior offensive and defensive capabilities, with regards to weaponry. The wildlings aren't coming with heavy plate armor. They're not coming with a bunch of ring mail. They're not coming with the best castle forged steel. They're coming with whatever they were able to scavenge out in the woods, and maybe they came across, some Night's Watchmen that they killed and took their stuff, but it ain't thousands of men from the Night's Watch. So, yeah, it's not looking good for them. But, we know at the end of the day, overall, we know who's going to prevail.
This scene looks so... This is one of the scary scenes. Other than Davos' scene, I'm scared for Tormund, man. The wildlings have no army, discipline experience, and they're going up against the Bolton shield wall. Those wildlings look like they don't know what the hell's going on. They look like, are we supposed to attack them? Are we supposed to stay back? Jon is probably going to be the only battle commander that can instruct these guys on what to do. Do you believe Jon is going to be full force battle commander telling the wildlings what to do, or is he going to let them do their thing?
I think it'll be a combination of both. You have Jon who is like, look, I'm trying to keep as many of these people alive as possible. But then also, he knows that a lot of the Northerners aren't going to be used to the unorthodox tactics of the wildlings. So as much as he might want to have them regimented and formed up into, the same kind of lines that a regular trained military, would be in, at the same point, he's like, look, that might be the advantage for them, is to not be formed up the same way and to kind of, just go on and do their own thing. So while he might instruct them to attack certain places that, that he might feel are defensively weak on the Bolton side, I don't think he's going to be like, all right, everybody form up into the same kind of lines that they're doing. So it's going to be a mix of both, in my opinion.
The damn wildlings don't even got shields, Willi. I don't even think their swords are castle forged steel at this point. I think some of them still have their weapons from Hardhome, some of their old school bronze weapons. You think they got some castle forged steel on them?
You might have a few, like I said, who may have taken some from some dead rangers, but other than that, like, en masse, no. En masse, no.
En masse, no. And I don't even think they have bowmen. I don't think they have a serious... I think the cavalry forces are the Northmen, which are the Mormonts, the Hornwoods, the Masons, which is that one family that they made up on the show, and whichever other house is coming with them. And then the wildlings are the foot soldiers in this. So this will be very interesting. I am really worried for Tormund, but I'm going to say that he ain't biting the dust. Let's go let's finally get to the best part of the show. our death predictions. Don, Willie, let me just start naming some names. How do you want to do this? You want me to name the names one by one, or you just want to take it and go free with it and you do your thing? How you want to do this? Then who survives and who lives on Sunday's Bastard Ball?
You know what? You go name names, and I will say yay or nay.
All right. Let's start off with the man we just talked about. Tormund Giantsbane.
Okay, so, Tormund, he is in a very precarious situation when we do see him in the trailer. And look, man, as much as I hate to say it, I think Tormund is going down.
Oh, you broke my heart. Oh,
Listen,
man.
it breaks my heart to say it, myself, man. But just think about it. He's got no type of defensive capability that we know of. Against Boltons with shields and pikes and arrows. What is him with his fur skins and short sword gonna do?
All right. I'm going to have to go with nay. I don't think Tormund's dying. I just can't see it. Just not him. 1-1. Don Willie.
No way to kill off 1-1. No way at all. Like I said, 1-1. If he does fall in battle, he has to fall against the White Walkers so he can be raised up again as a thrall.
See, this is crazy because I think 1-1's going to die. And they're going to leave his body on the battlefield after Jon and them win and take Winterfell. And then the Night's King is going to come after and raise his body. See, we'll get into that kind of prediction stuff later. I'm going to do it. We'll talk about the death stuff on your show probably. We'll get to that later. That's the later deaths. That's not the deaths in the battle. That's going to be the deaths of the people and what happens to their bodies, what happens with the Night's King coming to their bodies at Winterfell, etc., etc. So, yeah, I think he's going to die. 1-1's going to die. You think he's going to live. Let's go to Sir Davos Seaworth.
So Davos of House Seaworth has been way too much of the MVP, and I think the man still has way too much unfinished business. I think that not only does he not die here, I think he is one of the few characters who will remain throughout the series.
Man, Davos got me scared out here, man. Davos usually don't fight in these battles, bro. And I'm worried for Davos, but I'm going to have to say no. Davos Seaworth gets out of this. I think he might lose a limb. I swear to you, I feel like somebody's losing a limb. They're going to do somebody's going to be a cripple. I'm dead ass serious. I think somebody's going to be a cripple, and I think it's going to be Davos. I was going to say that Tormund was going to be the cripple. No offense to cripples, but I think it's going to be Davos. All right. Melisandre.
No. I mean, look, man, she saw herself walking the battlements. She can't die. She's got to be able to walk the battlements and see the Bolton banners burning. That's got to be the one thing she actually gets right, since she hasn't gotten anything else right. There's got to be at least one.
Yeah, I think she's going to make it. Melisandre's going to get through this one because she usually runs away before the battle starts anyway, like she did with Stannis. So if anything starts going bad, she'll probably run away and go to the side of Ramsay and be like, Ramsay, you're the prince that is promised. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go to Sansa, the golden girl, my bae.
Come on, man. Sansa's not going to die. We know this. She's got to... Look, we can't just keep having all the damn Starks get killed off, because what's the damn point of all the freaking Starks getting killed off? Because if that's the case, if you're going to kill off Sansa, you might as well kill off Jon, kill off Arya, just kill off the whole damn family, and say, hey, you know what, guys? Remember, that family that we built up for all this damn time, we thought was gonna do great shit. No, 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 no.
Wouldn't it be a wrench in the plot armor if Sansa got hurt somehow? Like some sort of like she's during the battle, Jon and them are winning, like because the Vale army shows up, and then Ramsay, at a last ditch desperation, like tries to run her down with a horse, and she gets hurt somehow, breaks her ankle or some shit. Can you see something like that happening to Sansa?
Yeah, I mean, I can see her getting hurt. I mean, there's a difference between getting hurt and getting offed. I mean, look, she shouldn't be at the battle in the first place. I mean, she's not a warrior. What are you doing at the battle? So I could see her getting hurt at the battle, but as far as being dead, no.
All right, I think that covers all the major characters. Is that all the because other than Jon, I didn't get to Jon yet, but does that cover all the major side characters?
I mean, as far as
my bad.
Side, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ramsay Bolton, the bastard of Winterfell.
Actually, bastard of the Dreadfort, but I will let you.
You're right, bastard of Dreadfort. I mean, he did yoke Winterfell, though. I mean, he's got the title right now.
So
he is the Warden of the North, but I don't even want to call him that. He doesn't get that props from me, bro.
Listen, I feel you. Ramsay Bolton. Does Ramsay Bolton die this episode? I mean, I think many people have made the case that now that we have Euron, that Ramsay is out of here, and I will have to agree. I think you only get one big bad at a time, and with Euron being introduced and him, possibly being another really big bad for the show, we can safely say that Ramsay is out of here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm pretty sure they brought Euron along because he's going to be transitioned into the new bad guy, just like Ramsay was when they killed off Joffrey. They got to transition bad guys, and I love what they did with Ramsay. Amazing actor, amazing character. I never thought I would hate a character worse than I hated Joffrey. And man, this dude made me hate him worse than I hated Joffrey. So props to Ewan Roy. I always say his name wrong. It's some weird, really weird Gaelic name. Ewan Roy. He was an amazing actor. And he's a goner. He's a goner. His time is up, man. So, and now to it all, really. The real bastard of Winterfell, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, Jon Snow. Don Willi, take it away.
Yeah, listen, there is absolutely no way that they're going to kill off Jon Snow. You don't bring the man back at the beginning of the season just to kill him off at the end, especially when you still have the White Walker threat. So yeah, no way that Jon is dying. Jon is another one like Davos who will make it to the end.
Oh man, this shit has come full circle for Jon, man. Full circle from the first day he went to Castle Black when they were at the King's Road, when Eddard was going to King's Landing with the girls and Jon was going with Benjen to the wall. He said to Eddard, "Do you know where my mother is? Can you get her a message for me?" And Eddard said, "We'll talk about your mother the next time we see each other, huh?" And that was it, man. And now he's become the Lord Commander. He was a steward to G.R. Mormont, became Lord Commander, killed a White Walker, had a great friendship with Sam, Pip, and Gren, fought the King Beyond the Wall, Mance Rayder, and now he's going to reclaim his home. I mean, this has all come full circle for Jon, and I hope it goes well. I just don't see Jon dying again. And of course, he died. I don't see him dying again. And this just looks amazing. Before we sign off, we're gonna do our crazy tinfoil prediction of the episode. Willi, what you got?
Crazy tinfoil prediction. So for this one, I am going to say that Ramsay actually lives, that he somehow escapes the battle, and that he winds up living, and that we see him next season somehow, and that, you know, he winds up getting killed off next season.
Wow, you think Ramsay's surviving?
I mean, you said tinfoil, so.
Okay, that's a tinfoilery. All right. Well, when I meant tinfoilery, I meant something. Yeah, that's classified as one. You already know what my tinfoilery is. I think Jaime Lannister and the Crimson Red will save the day, ladies and gentlemen. That is my tinfoilery. All right, and we already talked about that earlier. Y'all can look at why me and Sphinx thought that was happening. Willi, good looks for having you on. Tell the people where they can what you can say to them.
Yeah, you know, you already know where you can find me, and if you don't, you know, check me out here on YouTube. Make sure to check out the Hype Swatch, my people, you know, and Sunday night, as always, after the show, you can catch me and, you know, a panel of guests talking about the episode that we just watched. And, yeah, also look for Will It Happen in the Books, where I take the current events of this season and break them down and just talk about whether or not I think they will happen in either the Winds of Winter or A Dream of Spring. So, yeah, thanks for Moji for having me on, and, you know, can't wait to do this again.
Willi, we got one question from the audience. Do you think Bran will have any part in the battle?
No. I think Bran has his own stuff that he has to deal with. He's just not going to have time to deal with this particular situation.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Bran at all. Yeah, sorry, Dish. I don't think we're going to see Bran until next season. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for being here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. It's Moji, the King of the North. I got my main man, Don Willi. Thanks for being here, man. Y'all check out his channel. Go check out his Will It Be in the Book series. Awesome stuff. Go check out his Battle series. Amazing stuff. Y'all are here. Thank y'all very much. King of the North, out.